On the vast, sun-scorched canvas of the African plains, a silent, life-or-death ballet unfolds every single moment. It's a world painted in the golden hues of survival and the deep crimson shades of sacrifice. But what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force? Tonight, we witness a confrontation so raw, so primal, that it challenges everything we think we know about the balance of power, proving that in the heart of the wild, courage isn't measured in size, but in spirit. The world for this lone badger is a symphony of smells. Each blade of grass, each patch of disturbed earth tells a story of the scorpion that scurried past moments ago, the tender roots of a Kalahari truffle buried just beneath the surface, the distant promise of water. He moves with an ancient, unwavering purpose, a compact bundle of muscle and grit guided by an olfactory sense, so precise it borders on supernatural. The vast, open grassland holds no fear for him. It is simply a pantry, a territory to be patrolled and understood. He is unaware, completely oblivious, that this ancestral routine is about to be shattered. He is being watched. Two shadows detach themselves from the taller grass, moving with a fluidity that is both beautiful and terrifying. They are lionesses, sisters, their tawny coats melting into the dying light. Their bellies are concave, hollowed out by a hunger that has sharpened their senses to a razor's edge. This isn't a hunt of sport or opportunity. It is a pursuit born of desperation. Days of failed chases and dwindling prey have left them gaunt, their usual pride and power eroded by the gnawing ache of starvation. Their stalk is a masterpiece of predatory patience. Each paw is placed with deliberate silence, their bodies held low, muscles coiling and uncoiling like immense springs. They are not rushing. The energy for a prolonged chase is a luxury they cannot afford. Their strategy is simple and brutal. Get close, overwhelm, and end it quickly. The small, unassuming creature ahead represents perhaps their last chance for a meal before their strength gives out entirely. For a few more precious seconds, the badger remains in his world of scent, a world of prey and potential. But then the universe conspires against the hunters. The wind, that fickle messenger of the plains, shifts its direction. It carries with it a new scent, a heavy, musky odor that is anciently, instinctively wrong. It is the scent of large carnivores, the smell of death. The badger freezes mid-stride. His head, once lowered in concentration, snaps up. His small, dark eyes, which see the world in shades of gray, now scan the perimeter with a new, frantic intensity. The air, once filled with the familiar smells of earth and grass, is now charged with an electric tension. The narrow space between him and the lionesses, once an anonymous stretch of Savannah, has suddenly transformed. It is no longer a pantry. It has become an arena, a crucible where the raw instinct of survival will be pitted against the desperate resolve of the hungry. The lionesses know they've been made. The element of surprise is gone. There is no more stalking, no more subtlety. There is only the closing gap and the impending explosion of violence. The lionesses break their cover, closing the final distance with terrifying speed. Their roars rip through the twilight quiet, not the majestic, territory-defining roars of a full-bellied pride, but guttural, frustrated snarls that speak of their urgent hunger. It is a sound designed to paralyze, to trigger a primal fear response in any prey animal and send it fleeing in a blind panic. But their target is no ordinary prey. Instead of turning to run, the badger does the unthinkable. He turns to face the two immense predators. He plants his short, powerful legs, arches his back, and unleashes a sound of his own, a chilling, blood-curdling scream that is utterly disproportionate to his size. It is a sound of pure, unadulterated fury, a declaration of defiance that echoes across the plains. The first lioness lunges, her massive jaws agape, expecting to crush the life out of this small creature in a single, decisive bite. But the confrontation devolves into a chaotic, violent struggle. The badger is a whirlwind of claws and teeth. Jaws that can crush bones snap shut, but they find little purchase on the badger's strangely loose hide. Claws that can disembowel a wildebeest rake across his back, yet they seem to slide off the thick, rubbery skin, inflicting far less damage than they should. The lionesses, who operate on a clear and brutal calculus of energy expended versus reward gained, are utterly shocked. They expected a quick, satisfying kill, a brief struggle at most. What they got was a ferocious, screaming demon that refused to yield, a tiny creature fighting with the heart of a giant. The shock is visible in their movements. Their confident lunges become hesitant, their aggression tempered by a disbelief they cannot comprehend. This is not a battle of strength. It is a battle of wills. The badger, hopelessly outnumbered and outmatched in sheer power, fights with a calculated tactical fury. He doesn't just react, he anticipates. As one lioness attacks from the flank, he spins with astonishing speed to meet her head-on, hissing and snapping. When the other attempts to pin him, he twists within his own skin, a feat made possible by that remarkably loose hide, and brings his own formidable jaws into play. That skin, a unique evolutionary advantage, absorbs the crushing force of the lioness's bites and the tearing power of their claws. It allows him to turn and fight even when held firmly in a predator's mouth.
The honey badger are as fearless. Few animals are as fearless.
The lionesses expected this battle to be over in seconds, but seconds stretch into a long, exhausting minute. Every attack is met with a ferocious counterattack. Every attempt to gain a decisive hold is thwarted by the badger's relentless tenacity and his bizarre, yet effective, physiology. He is a living embodiment of defiance, a small, black and white warrior holding a desperate line against two of Africa's most formidable predators. His energy seems boundless, his rage inexhaustible. He is teaching the hunters a brutal lesson. Some meals are not worth the price. Moment of sheer, audacious brilliance, the badger changes tactics. The fight has been a low, ground-based affair, a chaotic scramble in the dust. But now he rises briefly onto his powerful hind legs, a move that momentarily throws the attacking lioness off guard. It gives him just enough leverage. He lunges upward, not for the throat or the leg, but for the lioness's face. His jaws lock onto the soft, sensitive flesh of her ear. An explosion of unexpected, searing pain shoots through the lioness. She rears back with a yelp of shock and agony, shaking her head violently to dislodge the tiny aggressor. That moment is all the badger needs. The pain has broken the lioness's concentration, her predatory focus shattered by a sensation she has likely never felt before. The second lioness is momentarily stunned by her sister's reaction. The tide, for one critical second, has turned. The badger, exhausted, bleeding, but utterly undeterred, seizes the opportunity. He breaks away from the chaotic fray, not in a panicked flight, but in a controlled, strategic retreat. He knows this ground. He runs with purpose, heading for a place of refuge he has prepared long ago, leaving
Hissing
two
and
bewildered
screaming
and pained
defiantly.
predators in his wake. The badger vanishes. One moment he is a streak of black and white against the dark earth, the next he is gone, swallowed by a hidden entrance almost invisible among the scrub and rocks. He has reached the safety of his burrow, a subterranean fortress known as a set. The lionesses, their hunger now mixed with a burning frustration, are not ready to give up. They follow his scent to the entrance, sniffing and pawing at the hole. Their immense size prevents them from following. One begins to dig, her powerful forelimbs scooping out huge clouds of dirt, but the soil is packed and hard. They soon discover that the burrow is not a simple tunnel. It is a complex network of chambers and entrances. While one lioness digs futilely at the main opening, the other circles the area, discovering a second, then a third ventilation shaft. They attempt to dig him out from multiple angles, their initial aggression giving way to a more calculated effort. But the badger is a master of this underground realm. He can block tunnels, retreat into deeper chambers, and simply wait. The lioness's aggression slowly cools into a pragmatic realization. The energy required to excavate this fortress is immense, and the reward is a small but dangerously defiant creature. The calculation no longer makes sense. With a final, frustrated snort, they abandon the effort, melting back into the grasslands to seek easier, less troublesome prey. The standoff is over. The badger has won. Inside the cool, dark safety of his set, the badger waits. He listens to the muffled sounds of the digging fade away, to the silence that eventually reclaims the night. The adrenaline subsides, but the instinct for survival does not. Danger has passed, but the need for sustenance remains. After a time, he cautiously emerges, his nose once again twitching, rebuilding his sensory map of the world. The terrifying scent of the lionesses still lingers, but it is fading, a ghost on the breeze. The primal urge for food quickly overrides the memory of the fight. He resumes his search, his movements just as precise and purposeful as before. His incredible olfactory instincts guide him to a patch of soft earth. He knows, with uncertainty that defies human understanding, what lies beneath. He begins to dig, and the motion is one of practiced, efficient mastery. There is no wasted energy. His long, non-retractable claws act like the tines of a plow, breaking the earth with incredible speed. In moments, he uncovers his prize, a nest of beetle larvae and a fat, juicy scorpion whose venom holds no terror for him. The confrontation with the lions was a dramatic interruption, but it was just that, an interruption. The fundamental routine of life, the relentless, unending search for food, resumes as if it had never stopped. To truly understand the badger's victory, one must look at its design. It is a creature built for the earth. Its powerful, stocky forelimbs and shovel-like claws are not just tools for finding food. They are instruments of creation and survival. The badger is an excavator of unparalleled skill, a subterranean architect. This drive to dig is not merely instinctual. It is reinforced by a surprising intelligence. He doesn't just dig for food, he digs to hunt. He can follow the underground tunnels of rodents, cornering them in their own homes. He expands and modifies his burrows constantly, adding new chambers, escape routes, and ventilation shafts. This constant curiosity, this drive to explore and engineer the world beneath the surface, is what allows him to navigate a world of constant risk with such ingenuity. His home is not just a hole in the ground. It is a fortress, a strategic asset that he has built and customized over time. It is his ultimate refuge, the one place where the raw power of a lioness is rendered utterly useless. His very nature, his specialization in the subterranean world, is his greatest defense against the giants who walk above. The badger's survival kit extends far beyond its claws and its cleverness. It is a marvel of natural endurance. That thick, tough hide, which so frustrated the lionesses, is almost legendary. It is incredibly difficult to puncture, providing a natural coat of armor against bites, stings, and scratches. Coupled with this is an astonishingly high tolerance for pain. Wounds that would incapacitate other animals seem to be little more than an inconvenience to a badger. Even during the fight, the rakes of the lioness's claws, which surely broke the skin, failed to halt his relentless counterattack. This resilience is further enhanced by a remarkable resistance to venom. He can feast on scorpions and even some of the most venomous snakes on the continent, withstanding toxins that would be fatal to creatures many times his size. This combination of thick skin, pain tolerance, and venom resistance makes him one of nature's ultimate survivors. He is a creature honed by the harshest of terrains and the most constant of challenges. His entire existence is a testament to the power of endurance, a life that is not merely lived, but relentlessly fought for and won, day after grueling day. Elsewhere on the plains, as the moon begins its ascent, we see a different side to one of these formidable predators. The lioness, her ears still tender from her encounter with the badger, is not hunting now. Her focus has shifted entirely. She moves with a quiet, careful grace, not through open grassland, but through a dense thicket of acacia. She is carrying something precious in her mouth. It is her cub, a tiny, helpless creature only a few weeks old, its eyes barely open to the world. She is moving her newborn to a new hiding place, a new den. This is a critical ritual in a lioness's life. She must keep her cubs isolated from the chaotic, often violent social life of the main pride, where they could be trampled or even killed by males. Her work is a delicate balance of immense tenderness, the gentle grip of her jaws, the soft placement of the cub in its new nest, and the hard, unyielding rules of survival. Every decision is weighed against the constant threat of hyenas, leopards, and even other lions. In this role, she is not the hunter. She is the guardian, the sole protector of her legacy. Her world has shrunk to the immediate vicinity of her hidden den. Every one of her senses, honed for the hunt, is now recalibrated for protection. Her ears track the faintest, most distant sounds, the snap of a twig that could signal a jackal, the low whoop of a hyena that is too close for comfort. Her nose sifts the air for the scent of any potential threat. Her maternal instinct is a powerful, all-consuming force. She shelters her cub with her own body, providing warmth against the cool night air. She disciplines it with a soft nudge of her nose, teaching it the crucial lesson of silence. She reassures it with a low, rumbling purr, a sound of comfort in a dangerous world. This is a vigilance born of experience and absolute necessity. She knows that the mortality rate for cubs is devastatingly high. Her every gesture, every decision is precise and calculated, aimed at tilting those odds, however slightly, in her offspring's favor. It is a lonely, exhausting duty, but it is the most important work of her life. The fierce predator who fought the badger and the devoted mother guarding the cub are two sides of the same coin, both forged in the unforgiving crucible of the African plains. When her cubs are old enough, she will rejoin the pride and her world will expand once more. Among the adult lionesses, cooperation is the engine of their success. A single lioness, for all her power, has a low success rate when hunting large prey, but together they are a formidable force. Their hunts are sophisticated, strategic operations, built on a foundation of communication and shared knowledge. They know the contours of their territory, the seasonal movements of the great herds, and the weaknesses of their preferred prey. One lioness might initiate a chase, driving a zebra towards others lying in ambush. These bonds, forged over years of shared hunts, shared births, and shared defense of their territory, are what bind the pride together. They are a sisterhood of hunters, a collective that is far greater than the sum of its parts. Yet even these powerful alliances are not immune to strain. When the herds move on and hunger returns, that gnawing desperation that drove them to attack the badger can fray the edges of their cooperation. Tensions can rise, and conflicts can erupt over the spoils of a hard-won kill. The law of the wild is absolute. Survival of the individual and her offspring is paramount, and even the strongest bonds can be tested by an empty belly. Let us pull our focus back to see the entire sprawling stage upon which these individual dramas play out. The savannah is not a static backdrop. It is a living, breathing entity, shaped and defined by its largest inhabitants, the vast migratory herds of grazers. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo move in a constant, flowing river of life across the landscape. Their ceaseless movement and feeding are the very pulse of the plains. They mow down the grasses, which in turn encourages new growth. Their droppings fertilize the soil. They are the architects of this environment, the foundation of the entire food chain upon which predators like the lions and even opportunistic foragers like the badger ultimately depend. Their journey is the engine that powers this entire ecosystem. At the river, the lifeblood of this arid land, another form of order is established. Here, the true giants hold sway. Two massive bull elephants engage in a ritualized clash. It is not a fight to the death, but a test of strength and dominance. Their colossal heads press together, tusks clashing with the sound of splitting timber. The ground trembles beneath their immense weight. This is a contest that sets the tone of order among the largest inhabitants of the plains. The victor wins breeding rights and the respect of the herd. These struggles, while intimidating, are a crucial part of the social fabric, ensuring that the strongest and fittest bulls pass on their genes, a slow but powerful current of evolution in action. Not all hunts are successful, and not all predators are as mighty as lions. A pack of African wild dogs, their painted coats a blur of motion, swarm around the edges of the elephant herd. They are strategists, relying on teamwork and relentless stamina to exhaust their prey. They test the herd's defenses, looking for a calf that has strayed or a sick individual that can't keep up. They attempt to pressure one of the elephants, nipping and feinting. But the sheer, overwhelming size and protective fury of the matriarchs quickly proves to be too much. They abandon the effort without hesitation. Their hunts are a fluid equation of risk and reward. They understand that adaptability is their greatest weapon. Even their incredible strength in numbers cannot overcome the wrong choice of target. To survive, they must know which battles to fight and which to walk away from. And so we see it everywhere, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. Every chase, every confrontation, every moment on these plains ends in a state of profound uncertainty. The wild turns on the razor's edge of opportunity and the precise alignment of timing. The wind that betrayed the lionesses to the badger, the moment of pain that allowed his escape, the wild dog's decision to abandon their hunt. These are the small, unpredictable variables that determine life and death. No creature, no matter how powerful or how resilient, is guaranteed a victory. No animal is granted a promise of safety. Survival is a tightrope walk, performed every single day without a net. The ecosystem operates on a delicate truce. Predators and prey drink from the same shared water holes, a temporary peace dictated by the common need for water. Risks shift with the rising and setting of the sun. Moments of calm, like the soft light of dawn painting the acacia trees, are real, but they are always brief. Every animal, from the badger in its burrow to the lioness with her cub, from the migrating wildebeest to the dominant elephant bull, moves under the immense, invisible weight of time. They all know in the deep, instinctual core of their being that survival is not owned. It is borrowed, leased one day at a time, and the lease is never, ever promised to be renewed. Narrator, watching this incredible story, the badger's impossible courage, the lioness's dual nature as both hunter and mother, the intricate dance of the entire savannah, we can't help but see reflections of our own lives. We may not face lionesses or hunt for our food, but we all face our own seemingly insurmountable challenges. What can we learn from the unyielding spirit of that lone badger? It teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to face that fear head-on, even when you are hopelessly outmatched. It reminds us to know our strengths, like the badger's knowledge of its birth, and to use them as our refuge and our advantage. His refusal to yield is a powerful metaphor for the resilience that lies within each of us. How many times have you felt like giving up, only to find a hidden reserve of strength you never knew you had? And what of the lioness? She reminds us that even the most powerful among us are driven by fundamental needs, hunger, and the instinct to protect our loved ones. She embodies the necessity of both individual strength and the power of community, of the pride. It's a lesson in teamwork, a reminder that we are stronger together, but also a sober acknowledgement that even the strongest teams can be strained by hardship. The grand, sweeping view of the plains teaches us the ultimate lesson of interconnectedness. Every creature plays a role. Every action has a consequence that ripples through the entire system. It's a beautiful, brutal, and perfectly balanced world, where survival depends on a complex interplay of conflict and cooperation.
Let's keep moving.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Have you ever had a badger moment in your life? A time where you had to stand your ground against overwhelming odds? What was the source of your strength? How do we, in our own lives, balance our individual ambition with our responsibility to our pride, our families, our communities, our colleagues? I'd be fascinated to read your thoughts in the comments below. This is the timeless wisdom of the wild. It's a world of struggle, yes, but also one of breathtaking beauty, incredible resilience, and profound lessons for us all. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of the savannah. And if you found this story of survival as inspiring as we did, please consider showing your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories from the wild heart of our planet. Until next time.